Good morning. It's Sunday, June 4th. I'm your host, Downtown Logan Brown, and this is the Sunday Dinking Club. This is what's happening in pickleball this week. In case you missed it, the APP was in New York City last week for a tournament and decided to piggyback that tournament by going on Good Morning America the following Monday. So we had pros like Yates Johnson, Hunter Johnson, and Paris Todd dinking in the middle of Times Square. It was a lot of fun. Michael Strahan was out there hitting some dinks, trying to figure out how to play pickleball. I think it was really great for the sport. I love they're bringing the sport onto major programs like this, just that everybody can kind of see it, be exposed to it. And I can't wait to see the next numbers of like total players across the United States. I'm really hoping that all of these media events will start to compound and we'll go from 40-something million players, maybe to 100 million players by the end of this year. So keep up the great work, guys. All right, let's kick things off with the story of the week. And it's pretty unfortunate that it is the story of the week in pickleball. But Riley Newman took to social media earlier this week prior to the Texas Open starting and decided he would declare that paddle tapping in between games was now a thing of the past, at least in his eyes. So I'll throw the post up now, but Riley has said that because no other sports shake hands, tap hands, do anything with their opponent in the middle of a game or a match, let's say halftime, that paddle tapping in between games should just be done with. And he wanted to make it clear to his fellow compadres that he won't be tapping paddles in between games. Number one, I think this is like the silliest thing on the planet. Like, if you thought this was going to legitimize pickleball, I think this just makes us look even worse. Now, that's my opinion. In your defense, a lot of the pros came on there and mentioned that they were all for this, and they don't think the paddle tapping in between games is all that great. Whatever. I think the bigger story here is that Leah Jansen actually came out and said she wasn't going to do this first, and everybody jumped on her case. So really, I don't want to make this into a male-female thing. I'm not sure if it's just Leah recently coming out with complaints about paddles and just speaking her mind, which I'm totally cool with. But I'm not really sure why when she says it, everybody jumps down her throat like she's the bad girl. And when Riley says it, it's like, oh, hey, Riley, thanks so much for this great novel idea. So pretty funny. I'm bringing this up because it is pickleball news, unfortunately. But let's find something better to talk about next week, right? All right, in other news, Major League Pickleball is just a couple of weeks away. I wrote about this in the newsletter, so if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I break this down because Major League Pickleball is a little confusing. It's a brand new concept, essentially been around a year and a half or so. And we're coming up on the last event of the first part of the season. So the season's split in two. There's 3 events in each part of the season. And we're coming up on our final event for part 1. And that is in San Clemente, California on June 15th. And the real fun thing here is that ESPN2 will be picking up the Super Final, which is happening that following Monday. So the Super Final is going to be between the top 2 teams. And I'm super excited for this. It's going to be 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on Monday night. Typically don't get any pickleball on Monday night. It's a boring time. This is after the NBA Finals. Like, let's go. I'm excited for this. Stoked they got ESPN2 coverage. And if you want to learn more about what's going on with MLP, we got a lot going on. So after this event, they're going to do a redraft. There's also going to be a flip, so anybody who was in the Premier League will now be in the Challenger League, and they're going to finish the season off with 3 more events, and then I think there's another redraft. There's a lot going on in Major League Pickleball. I'm also trying to get the president of Major League Pickleball on the podcast, so please come on, Brooks. I see you. You see me, hopefully. Let's do this, and we'll talk all things Major League Pickleball, but I kind of broke it down in the newsletter, so go take a look at that, learn about Major League Pickleball, and get stoked for Major League Pickleball coming back June 15th, just a couple of weeks. All right, so fun news for all you gamblers out there. Yeah, I'm looking at you. This week it was announced that Genius for Sportsbooks was opening up gambling for the sport starting this weekend for the PPA Texas Open. Really exciting. They said in the future, it's not just gambling. I think you can go to their site, you can lay bets down, and you'll also be able to watch up to 8 courts at once. So I think they're going to try to spread this out so that you don't have to just focus on championship court. You don't have to focus on just the grandstand court. You can watch up to 8 courts. So all these side things that are going on first round, it's going to be really exciting. I can't imagine the quality is going to be great out of the gate. But I think gambling is going to bring a lot more people to the sport that wouldn't normally be here. I think it's going to create some interesting storylines. So let's think Paddlegate with gambling. Don't know what you do if somebody breaks the rules and wins a match and somebody's laid down a bunch of money on it and maybe they shouldn't have won. But hey, listen, I'm here for a spice level 5 for all my Thai friends. So bring on the heat, baby. Who's ready to take me out to the ball game? Ball field. That's right. Pickleball is coming to Major League outfields across America. A few weeks back, it was announced that Pickleball for America was bringing pickleball courts to Major League Baseball stadiums around the country. And now the dates have officially been announced. This is exciting for me. I love baseball. I played some baseball, was never great at it, but this is America's sport. And pickleball is also kind of America's sport. It's the new darling, but hey, when we can put 2 sports and push them together, it's fun for all. And who doesn't want to be standing in the middle of the outfield throwing dinks up against the big green monster in Fenway? This guy does. That's who. So check out the dates. I'm throwing it up here. I've got it in the newsletter. Take me with you if you're going. I would love to hit some dinks in Fenway. San Francisco is also one of my favorite cities, so if you got a connection to Oracle Park, I'm your man. I'll catch you out in right field. The PPA needs your feedback. Yes, they went to Twitter and they were asking what city should they add to their tour. A lot of good options came up. Right now they're pretty heavy across the entire country. They probably could go a little heavier in the Northeast, maybe in the Midwest. There's a lot of options there and opportunity for them. But if you want pickleball to come to your city, check out the newsletter. I got the link to the tweet. Hop in there and throw your city in the ring. Who knows where they'll be next year? Come to Greenville, South Carolina, please. I can't say I've ever been stranded at a pickleball court without pickleballs or a pickleball paddle. But in case you are, it turns out there's a solution for you. This week I stumbled upon a pickleball vending machine. Yes, for probably a cool $100, you can get a couple of pickleballs and a paddle for yourself in case you find yourself at a pickleball court without the necessities. But hey, this is your PSA to never travel without your pickleball paddle. Would Harry Potter travel without his wand? Absolutely not. You carry that thing wherever you go. If I catch you out there without a paddle, I'm sending you to the vending machine. Do you like your pickles with a side of Vegemite? Well, now Pro Pickleball is in Australia. Yeah, 6-0, the paddle company that makes the double black diamond, which has been sold out for I don't know how many months. Guys, please send me a paddle. I'd love to try it out. I hear it's great. They posted a link earlier this week showing the first Pro Pickleball team in Australia. We're going global, baby. Where are we going next? We got the APP doing the European Open, and now we've got pickleball in Australia. I can't wait to see what happens when we expand this sport. All right, let's check out the shot of the week. Woo! That was filthy. But not as filthy as the Filth paddle from Bread and Butter Pickleball. The Filth is the paddle for amateurs and pros alike. It's a 16 millimeter paddle with a carbon face that'll have you ripping and shredding up and down the court, body bagging your opponents at every turn. Avocado toast was so last year. Head over to breadandbutterpickleball.com for all your pickleball needs. All right, everyone. Now that you're done listening to me yap on, it's time to hit the courts and get some dinking in before settling in for a long day of championships. The PPA Selkirk Texas Open is streaming across CBS, YouTube, and ESPN. Catch them on CBS starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and then on ESPN at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a day. It's going to be fun. And hey, it's beautiful outside. I'll catch you out there. Until next time, Keep dinking.